Welcome to section 10, the do's and don'ts. In this video, I'm going to tell you all the things that you need to know when it comes to the do's and don'ts in the bedroom for a woman and how we think. Remember, women are all different. Just because Rebecca likes something does not mean Veronica is going to like the same thing, right? So, when it comes to mastering the bedroom, that's why connecting and sharing an experience together during intimacy is the primary goal. Because when you see how a woman responds and you see the positive cues, then this is when you'll know Veronica might like this more than Rebecca did in the past, right? So, good sex is all about connection. When a man can understand how to pick up on a woman's body response, then he has started to really master the bedroom. Most times, guys think if I'm good in bed, then the woman will fall in love. But honestly, what is good in bed? All women are different. One might like you to be more dominant, and the other woman might like you be more comfortable with not being dominant. So that's why it's important to understand the experience is what makes him good in bed. Honestly, for a woman, when we really connect with a man, we can easily say that was the best sex of my life. It's not about how long you lasted, but it was the raw, organic conversations, the way you touched her, where your tongue was placed, and so much more. That she is going to continue to think about these specific things. What makes a woman feel like they had the best sex is the connection. She feels more desirable. She feels more seen. She feels like her body was just taken to levels she couldn't even imagine was possible all at once. And that's why I talked about the hot spots and really went into the foreplay. Most of the time, when women have bad sex with a guy, it's because he was trying to please himself or he was not connected to her at all. If you think about sex in long term relationships and marriages, it helps us connect with our partners, right? It's a bonding moment that both of us share. When you are too into your orgasm is when you will fail. Sex is about feeling good, of course, but it's also more about bonding. It's more about connecting, even if you're not in a relationship. When this happens, the experience outweighs the orgasm. Now, let's get into mindset. Most often from men I've spoken to through interviews and much more, men somewhat have to disconnect from their bodies from time to time in order to try to last longer, especially if it's been a while or you are really turned on by the woman you're intimate with. Meaning, you might have to check out and picture a Disney movie because you don't want to climax too soon, right? So, with that said, completely understand. But what you want to be careful with doing here is thinking about that Disney movie the whole time or for too long. I've heard women plenty of times complain about they thought he was thinking about something else or not looking at her at all during intimacy or while she was naked or closing his eyes the whole time. So be careful here. This is something you do not want to do, which is closing your eyes the whole time, everything I just talked about here. Here is a little trick. I want to talk about now a do for the ear. So remember, testing is important. Not every woman will love the ear, but you will see on her body how she reacts, just as we discussed inside the program. We have a lot of nerve endings in our ear right here, right? So you can go outside of the ear, on the rim of the ear. A lot of times, some women will like it, and then inside of the ear, which is really tricky because it can get slobbery, of course, but there's a lot of nerves there too. But if she does not have a problem with saliva and you don't either, she will love this. Just see how she responds. So typically, if you go in the ear, a woman will probably push away right away within the first couple seconds and turn her face around and maybe just kiss you. If she likes it, she will maybe squeal or maybe even arch her back or her shoulders or really be into it and leave her ear. She will be open to leaving her face there and her ear there. But remember, there are a lot of nerves. It can tickle, so she might pull away after 30, 40 seconds, but does not mean she doesn't like it. Typically, a woman who does not like it will pull away instantly. So, verbal cues in regards to this, as well as before the both of you get intimate and you've established obviously what we've been talking about in this program, that emotional escalation, and you and her may have been kissing. You can also talk about what she likes. You can say things like, "You seem like you're a biter," or "You seem like you like to be kissed all over," right? So, play intercourse and sexual with her mind here and there. This is a tease before leading up to the the real deal later on, or depending on when you are trying to wait as well. Remember, if you are ever at your house or hers, this is another hygiene trick. You want to make sure, especially if you go out to dinner, who knows what you ate, had onions in it, put some toothpaste, mouthwash, whatever you can in your mouth. It will help out. Trust me. Some women are very sensitive to smell. Also, men are too. So just be conscious of it. The worst is when a man licks a woman's face, neck, or ear, and the smell of saliva is still on her because it's just not clean. I don't know if that is just my pet peeve, but I know it can be a lot of pet peeves for women. Just be aware of it, and that's all. Senses. Let's get into this. So when you are starting to do the deed or get intimate with one another, you want to make sure that you check in with the touch, smell, taste, and sound. I would kindly suggest music that you like, but nothing too club, like nothing too loud. Maybe R&B, instrumental, chill house. Sometimes when you put the music on with known lyrics, it can actually take some of you or one of you out of the moment, and start that person can start singing the song in the middle maybe of a makeout session. If this happens, let her enjoy the music, then put on some chill instrumental afterwards. Sometimes when you put on music with beats and a good song, it can stop the what should I say, the element or the mood that's happening. So if you put on, like, for example, some Eminem and she starts rapping the lyrics with you, maybe change the playlist after that song choice. The point is you want to keep the attention on you guys, not the music. Okay, next. Now let's talk about intimacy do's and don'ts. When a woman, the simple ones I want to talk about here. When a woman is on top of you and she's making eye contact with you, this may be a huge turn on for you. Eye contact is really important. You can pull her in by her ear, by her shoulders, or lightly through the back of her neck to kiss her while she's on top of you. You can also push your pelvic up from time to time while she's on top of you. It's a big turn on for most women when a man is looking at her when she's on top. You just want to make sure that when your eyes are closed, they're not closed all the time. Remember, any position, even if you and the woman are in a doggy style position, most women are always thinking about one thing when they are intimate with a guy: how they look, and I hope that he likes what he sees. Relationship or not, this is how women think. So an honest reminder from time to time when you guys are in the act is a way to go. An honest reminder about how she looks. Here's why. Women are their worst critics, and women have a lot of body shaming we go through and body issues. So if she has small breast, maybe she's not really 100% confident with her small breast. Maybe she has really big breasts, or maybe she had a baby before and has a C-section scar, or maybe some stretch marks, and not 100% happy with her body. Unfortunately, the majority of the women are not happy with their body. Yeah, unfortunately, guys. But this is where you can help shift her mind into body positivity about her body in the bedroom when you are really into her. Compliment her little breasts, compliment her stretch marks, compliment her body. Did you know that 70% of women have a better orgasm when they are comfortable with their body with the man and when they're on top of them? Here's the things, guys, is where women get in their head is where we overanalyze how we are looking. And also, too, when it comes into relationships, sometimes we can get into our head in marriages about what things that need to be done. There have been times, like, I can guarantee you that women are playing with their hair when they're intimate with you because in their head, they're like, oh my God, I got to cover my boobs with my hair. Or do I have a nipple hair? Or do I have this? The craziest things, I swear, go through our heads and the time that we're trying to be intimate with a man that we're attracted to. It's really about do we look hot? And now at this moment, when we get here, we can't orgasm because our head and our mind is what really gets a woman to orgasm as well. If we are in the moment with the guy, it's easier to us to orgasm. So this is why small little compliments can go a long way. If we're not, then it's harder. Another great trick is when you are both being intimate. Whisper something really nice in her ear about maybe how she looks or maybe something naughty. Or you can say, gosh, you look so effing sexy, or whatever you want to say. Obviously, this is for you. Here's another inside cue. When you tell a woman, hold on, stop. That's actually can be a turn on for some of us, especially when you're inside, when you guys are intimate in that moment. because we're like, yes, we're doing something right because he has to hold his orgasm and he's going to do it. He's going to orgasm now, but he's trying to wait. That means that the woman has basically seen that she feels that you're attracted to her. She thinks that he's attracted to me. So it's hard for him not to have an orgasm, is we're thinking. Some men think I can't tell her to stop because that's just going to look weird, or then she's going to think that I'm trying to orgasm too easily. But sometimes you have to, yes, in order to gain your thoughts again and keep on going a little bit. If you want, which I would always encourage you to kind of stop and actually wait until she orgasms first, which you actually have techniques as well in our How to Masturbate extra bonus as well. And then once this happens, you're already coming back in the moment. She's already present. And then I can guarantee you in that moment, she's going to orgasm faster. And then you can finally release as well. Because you had probably stopped or hold from it because that position really turns on a man because they get the full picture of a woman. But then also, too, the woman is self conscious a lot in the moment as well. So it's really important for the man to gravitate to caress her body and probably compliment her at that time as well. Give her eye contact as well. And don't always close your eyes at that moment because if let's say that you close your eyes at that moment, it kind of can mean that we're disconnecting when we keep our eyes closed in that moment for too long, right? So you don't want to look at her and just drill her, right? And just stare at her when that's happening and or when you reach a climax. But what you want to do is if you're closing your eyes, make sure that you're actually opening them afterwards or giving her eye contact as well. Um, because it can come off that you're kind of distant or not available in that moment or that she doesn't find you don't find her hot. Let's also go into the breast squeeze, which is really important. Do not squeeze her breast so tight unless she's into this kind of stuff. If she is, she will say harder. But many women hate when a man squeezes her breast tight because we are not going for our annual breast exam with you. Remember, the nipple also has a lot of nerve. So you can squeeze it gently, kiss it, and also move your tongue back and forth in a rapid speed on the nipple to tease her. And this works like a charm for most women. Now let's go into hair pulling. A lot of times I have women complain about this because men do it wrong. So they'll take the woman's hair and just like bam and just like boom and whiplash it. And it gives her like a feeling of whiplash because they're in the moment. And that's like really not that good to most women. So let's talk about the right way to wrap her hair. I want you to think about, and this is going to stick with you, the Michael Jackson crawl hands, like in the Thriller video. So what you're going to do is you're literally going to take your hand like this, and it's like a crawl hand, and you're going to go behind the neck and up, and then pull like this. A lot of people that I communicate with and that I talk about with in regards to this, a lot of people think that pulling from here is going to be it's a good thing for a woman, but so you have to understand that some women have sensitive heads, and this can hurt when it's from here. It's a whole different feeling when you pull hair from here. You want to make sure that you're having a crawl hand and you go up from behind and then pull. That's a whole different feeling than here. So if you guys, even if you guys have long hair, if you pull from your ends a little bit, feel it, and then pull from the root and feel the difference. It's more, I don't know how to explain it. It's more it doesn't hurt as much. It's like more the nerves aren't triggered as much on this one. So you don't want to take also too one little piece as well. It's always about the claw hand. So let's go into another thing. So a lot of people are wanting to communicate with their partner and they don't. So it's really important that no matter what, you can, especially when you start dabbling in more sex with a woman, to ask her. Doesn't come off weak as a man. It comes off as a man that literally knows what he's doing. Guys, in the BDSM community of like toys and whips and all this other stuff, they actually have a no list and a yes list. Communication around sex is important, especially before you have sex or when you're wanting to do more things with your partner or girl that you're getting to know. What are our off limits? What are her boundaries? What do you like? What does she like? Do you want a 50 Grays movie type of style, or are you not okay with that? Remember, anything in the realm of kinks needs to be talked about before you get into the bedroom. This is really important, guys. So Next is let's not do this is a don't. This is a big don't is last minute resistance, right? We've already talked about this in the program a lot, but minute resistance is huge. Do not. What last minute resistance is, we've already explained it, so I don't need to go into about it. But this will not get you sustainable results with women, and also is a form of manipulation, is a form of anything. This can get you in trouble in whatever realm you think a trouble is, every single one of those. So do not do it. If you are getting this program to do this, this is not going to work for you. Also, too, a do is playful smacks on the butt, on the thighs, when you guys are getting intimate, or even when foreplay is happening. Playful smacks are really good. Another do is the inner thighs. There's a lot of nerves in the inner thighs, so tickling with her tongue, a tongue, or your fingertips as well. Now let's talk about also too leaving marks, the do's and don'ts about this. I'm not too sure if you're into leaving marks, and this is something that comes up is if you are into leaving marks, you don't want to just leave a mark on a woman spontaneously on her neck where she has to, it would be shown, and it's in the middle of summer and she has to wear a turtleneck. We don't want to do this. Other places that you can leave marks are maybe around the boob area and things like that to see what she sees and see how she reacts, but you don't want it to hurt, obviously. Typically, when you're trying to leave a mark or something like that, we want to make sure it's not coming from a controlling place. And number two, if the woman pushes away, you obviously know that she does not like it. Remember, because yes, good sex is not about the first time. Good sex is over time. Like all the partners that you can possibly think about as a woman. When you think about as a woman, when we think about the person that we probably had good sex with, it happened over time. It wasn't just always the first shot unless there was a lot of dopamine toxicity in relationships. Maybe it was great the first shot, but it got better over time because you learn each other's bodies. So with that said, you don't want to like just go in and just smack her and just hurt her and leave all these marks. No. Let's just slowly get into it. And there's a big part and there's a big component of this is communication. Like I said, when you get more sexually intrigued with a woman and you guys want to dabble more, communicating about it is really important. Going down and kissing her and testing this as well with your partner. So, a lot of men aren't conscious about this. Let me talk about this. A lot of women aren't conscious about this either when he goes down, when a man goes down on you, but either because probably some women don't like this. When a man goes down on her and gives her oral and maybe she orgasms or you stop and then you want to go into sex, but before you do that, you might kiss her after you go down on her. Typically, a woman will change, move her face, or she'll be open to kissing you. A lot of women do like it and a lot of women don't, but some women don't care. So, what you want to do is right in the moment. So, I would encourage you to still, if you would like to go in and kiss her, she will show you if she likes it or not. You will notice if she turns away from you, if she closes her lips, or if she only gives you a peck. Then you will understand what she wants to do from there. It's okay to kiss a woman and just test it out afterwards. If she's okay after oral, and the same thing, a woman should do this too to you. But obviously, this is not for all women. This is for not for all men as well. But the same thing, vice versa, is after oral, some women do like kissing and some women don't. So you be the judge of that. Just don't all of a sudden force your lips on her and then be like, what's wrong? You already know what's wrong. Don't fully kiss her if she kind of backs away, but she's still being intimate with you. It has nothing to do with you. It's just something she doesn't like. And this is a question I get from a lot of men. So instead, go to her neck, go to her shoulder blades, go to the hot zones I was talking about. Don't kill the moment and say, what's going on? Why don't you want to kiss me? Because a lot of times women don't like you to kill that moment and they don't want to explain it. It's just like, pick up on the cues kind of thing. So that's the key, guys. So a perfect example of this would be when she turns her head or she pushes you away or she only gives you a pet kiss, then go to her neck right here or go somewhere else, guys. Typically, after a second or third time, a lot of men ask, like, when is the right time to bring up the conversations? That's when I would say. When you have something established, you're both more comfortable with each other's bodies, then this is where you can kind of dabble into seeing what she wants and what she needs, which can also be mental foreplay and emotional foreplay as well. And there's a connection there. You guys are seeing each other. sex is great and you want to make things better for one another, this is when you can go out to dinner and really turn each other on by having some sex talk, which I call the mental foreplay. This is where you can learn so much about one another. Even do that yes, no, maybe list. You can ask her things like, do you like anal? Do you like squeezing? Do you like smacking? Do you like getting your hair pulled? This is where this can have a conversation over dinner being cooked or when you guys are out. And then who knows what will happen afterwards, probably even better things. So conversing instead of just trying in the moment is really important. A lot of men ask me when's a good time. I would say second or third time if everything is doing good. It's a way of escalation too, and it's a way of turning each other on outside of the bedroom. And then can you only imagine when you guys do get inside the bedroom and all that anticipation has been heightened? It's so much better. So it's a great conversation over dinner sometimes between the two of you, obviously, when you guys are together. And this is where a lot of people really go right in connecting with their after their first initial stages of being intimate with one another is connecting by talking about desires and fantasies and wants and what they've tried, what they don't like, what they do like, what they're open to. Even a woman can say, yeah, I'm open to it, but not right now because I barely know you and I'm just getting to know you. This is more something like I want to be in a relationship when I do stuff like this. So you can gauge her and figure out what she likes, what she's not like, what she's open to, what is a possibility for her too. And this will require you to have sex with her maybe a few times and her to be open. Obviously, this is not a conversation you're going to have if you guys aren't already intimate because then you don't know her wants, needs, and desires. Unless the only caveat to this would be unless you guys are saving till marriage or 5 years, 3 years, something like this. This is where you would talk to the woman about it. Let's go into a do and don't about a foot fetish. So, how do you disclose a foot fetish? Many men ask me. So, a lot of women can get creeped out by this, guys. Like literally some women's feet are on websites and we get rated on our feet. Like this is insane to us. Women talk about this all the time. So if you have a foot fetish, what's really important is to not lead with your foot fetish and tell a woman I have a foot fetish. Let me look at your feet on the first date. What you want to do is like slowly give her foot massages, maybe kiss the top of her toes and lightly reel her in. Now, there isn't like a big thing for there isn't it's not a you don't want to just come out right and say you have a foot fetish. You want to show her once you bring comfortability around her feet, like massaging her and kissing her and then getting her into that moment. Another thing that's really great that a lot of women like is licking her fingers and her nerves on her hands. There's so many if you go like this just with your hands, there's so many nerves on your hands. So licking her finger and looking her in the eye and her hands, and vice versa, she can do this to you, is a really good way to turn each other on and also having that mental foreplay without even saying a thing. So those are good things also too. Remember with a foot fetish, it is okay if you have one. It's just you want to slowly go into it because most women when we think of foot fetish, I'll tell you why there's like a negative connotation to it. I don't think anything is wrong with a foot fetish, but it's because of those sites. And there's plenty of women that will tell you this. There's so many men that will comment on photos of our feet where we'll be like in a pool and our foot is sticking out. We have a beautiful background of like mountains and ocean. And the one thing, two men will comment and be like, oh my God, look at her feet. And you're like, what? This happens so many times to women. So I just want you to be very open and clear about it. Don't make it like a fetish where don't let present it as like a fetish, like in those realms that we've seen online. Make it more of an intimate fetish. Slowly get her into it, massaging, kissing the top of her feet, and so on. So now let's go into something that's very common, very it happens to every man is losing and maintaining your erection. So I don't want you to look at this as a bad thing, especially if the erection goes away, maybe when you're giving her oral or the two of you are dabbling in other things. Connection is key. It's just really important that you connect with her and you can tell her, like, do this to me so you can get turned back on and you can have your erection again. A lot of times men think, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I lost my erection when I went down on her. Or sometimes erection goes away or comes back depending on how long you guys have been dabbling in foreplay and so on. Just direct her on the things that you need or you can do to yourself during those times to get turned on again. This is okay. So many men think that this is wrong and that they failed. No, it happens a lot. This is why getting your testosterone levels checked and all this stuff that we've mentioned that I've mentioned in this program is really important. So remember, this is an educational product, not a tactical product. I'm here to give you sustainable advice, something that's going to lead you into sustainable results into your intimacy lives with women. This advice is not to give you more notches on your belt or to feel more empowered or validated through sex. If you feel like you need validation through sex, I would encourage you to sign up for a coaching session or counseling because a lot of people have a bad relationship with validation in sex. If your needs aren't met, if a woman doesn't sleep with you, it means that she doesn't like you, which could be completely false. And this is why I wanted to do a video. This program is intended for a mature educational program that is going to give you sustainable results no matter what, guys. This is for you to enjoy if you're single and a year later when you become in a relationship. I hope this helps you. I want you to be able to watch all of the bonus material that I have in here. That is by far one of the best things that we go and dive in so much more, guys. So thank you for being with me in this program. Let's get to your bonus videos next.